Well, a 10th anniversary, there are many events that we've developed. Some things for the people of the Valley of Bourg-Saint-Maurice and also for the professionals and also for the public. We invited the public to tell us their best 6 films of the last editions, and the public is presenting it. So it's very interesting. But yeah, the theme of the festival is European cinema. So that's a very big thing. And what's interesting is to see the evolution of of Europe and of the cinema for the last 10 years. I have a feeling that European films are more and more distributed throughout Europe. And on the other hand, I have a feeling that 10 years ago, Europe was still a subject of hope, and now it's more a subject of fear, the idea of Europe. And that's what I can see in the last 10 years that happens.
So, I mean, do you think then, like French films and films from across Europe
Yeah.
are becoming more prominent now in the global film industry?
Yeah, well, French cinema is really the strongest in Europe and has a strong place in the world. It's probably the most interesting industry for independent cinema. But I can see that what I find it interesting is that more and more co-productions are taking place, and countries are working together to make films together, but also to get the films distributed outside of their own countries, which is what we want to happen, because we have this feeling that if, as European, we discover how the other European live and what they think and how they behave, then we have a better understanding of each other, and the European culture is beginning to become something real, I would say.
And what do you think the main challenges are, though, for European films?
Well, the biggest challenge today is, and we don't know yet where it's going, but it's the Netflix issues and all these kind of issues, the distribution issues. It can be a chance, or it can be something that is going to be complicated, because the American system is becoming very how do you say, prominent. I mean, it's going to be difficult to fight against Netflix, but it can also be a chance to have a larger market, maybe. So we don't know where it's going, but it's a challenge. If you're asking me what challenge, I think this is a big challenge. It's also a chance for people from other countries to watch films that they wouldn't see, that maybe would never go into theater in their own countries.
And why is Netflix a challenge? Is it because they would have a monopoly say on what goes on and what people watch?
Absolutely. The monopoly is a strong issue, of course. But also the fact that it's another way of watching films for the public. Are people going to go less to the cinema, or are they going to be more passionate about cinema and then go more to the cinema? You know, this is some issues we don't have the answers yet.
And for this festival, what are your hopes, and what do you hope to achieve from this festival? And I mean, it's growing in popularity every year.
Yeah.
And what next? Like, what's your ultimate goal for this?
It's a good question. The festival is growing a lot, and we're in a small place. So at some point we won't be able to grow much more. So we grow with quality, which is very good. And we hope, we don't have a path that we did for the next 10 years. We just try to stay as we are and continue to have new ideas every year. That's part of the success of this festival, is that we invent new things every year, like projections in an igloo or a breakfast at the top of the mountain at 3,000 meters high, or a ski race, or these kind of things. Or also on the cinema side, more seriously, I would say, We did this year the Talent Village, where we invite 8 young directors that have made some very good short films, and we invite them here so they can pitch their first feature film. So, you know, Les Arcs is becoming a family with people that we follow and people that like to come here for the pleasure or to make business. So if it can grow like that, that would be just perfect.
From the film festival so far, for you, what are like the key successes that have come out of it?
Well, we have a very strong market. We have work in progresses, and we have projects in development. So there are about 500 people that come around these projects and these works in progress. And there are many films that we have chosen as a project or as an unfinished film that did not have a sales agent, and we highlighted them here. And many of them have been to Berlin, Cannes, Toronto, to the biggest festivals. So that's a very good achievement. And also, Son of Soul was here as a project and had an Oscar at the end. So it's a very good success story. And that kind of summarizes what we like to do.